নমস্কাৰ শ্ৰোতাসকল, আজিৰ চলন্তিকালৈ আপোনালোকক স্বাগতম। আজিৰ অনুষ্ঠানত শুনক কেন্দ্ৰীয় চৰকাৰৰ প্ৰশাসনিক সংস্কাৰ, ৰাজহুৱা ওজৰ আপত্তি, পেঞ্চন আৰু পেঞ্চনাৰ কল্যাণ বিভাগৰ সচিব, ভাৰতীয় প্ৰশাসনিক সেৱাৰ বিষয়া ভি শ্ৰীনিবাসৰ সৈতে হোৱা সাক্ষাৎ গ্ৰহণ কৰিছে আমিনুল জোদ্দাৰে।
Prime Minister Sri Narendra Modi has given the mantra of maximum run without unnecessary interference. Would you elaborate how the e-governance reforming the government's system of working?
Under the visionary leadership of the Honorable Prime Minister, the governance landscape of India has radically changed in scale, scope, and learning paradigms. India has succeeded in transforming technologically obsolete institutions into modern-day digital institutions which benefit millions of Indians. Today, India's rural countryside has changed. Banking correspondents, e-mitras, common service centers have bridged the gap between the internet-rich and the internet-poor. As India celebrates its Amritkal period, the Honorable Prime Minister has given a clarion call for adoption of next-generation reforms by bridging the gap between government and citizens. To quote the Honorable Prime Minister, the most vital element of good governance is the simplification of procedures and practices within the government to make them more citizen-centric and people-friendly. Such initiatives reflect the establishment of a transformative relationship between people and government. India has taken significant strides in empowering people through digital transformation and timely policy interventions. We will soon become the world's third largest economy, and good governance is crucial to continue the journey towards a higher growth trajectory. The best citizen and a digitally transformed institution. Since 2014, the e-governance models have brought government and citizens closer and enabled benchmarking of service quality. New India's strong institutions are best symbolized by adoption of e-governance practices.
The Prime Minister has said that Digital India is ensuring the benefits to reach every section of the society. The government is taking several strides in this field of IT and new age technologies for better delivering of good governance.
Significant reforms in personal administration like Mission Karma Yogi, lateral recruitment, accelerated promotion policies, regional conferences for good governance practices, recognizing excellence in public administration by scaling up the scheme of Prime Minister's Awards for Excellence in Public Administration, represent a paradigm shift in India's governance model. I'm happy to inform you that technology adoption in the Central Secretariat with assistant section officers, under secretaries is being witnessed, and several services have been operationalized as e-services. In fact, the strong digital platforms form the bulwark of the digital public infrastructure push of India in the G20 deliberations as a global public good. Technology impact in governance is visible across several states and union territories of India.
Government of India is developing IT infrastructure, and the Prime Minister had launched the Digital India campaign with the objective to digitize every possible government service for the people who are standing at the last section of our society. Do you consider it as digital revolution, like the industrial revolution, and how it is helping in the growth journey of India?
The Department of Administrative Reforms and Public Grievances monitors the implementation of e-services across the nation through the NESDA NASDA Way Forward monthly reports for states and union territories. The objective is to study the saturation of e-services, provisioning of all identified 56 mandatory e-services, increase in delivery of the total number of e-services provided, identification of all G2B and G2C services provided, the promotion of faceless and suo-moto entitlement-based services, monitoring of improvement in the number of e-services that are being provided facelessly, creation of unified portals, and identification of bottleneck and dissemination of best practices. The data from the December 2023 NASDA Way Forward report indicates that 16,088 e-services are being provided across state and union territories, which is an increase of 5.2% from the October 2023 report. The maximum number of e-services, which is 5,130, are being provided in the local governance and utility sectors. We also notice that Jammu and Kashmir Kerala, Assam, and Odisha providing 100% of their services through their identified single unified service delivery portal. For example, the Jammu Kashmir Unified Service Delivery provides 1097 services. The e-Sevanam, the unified service delivery portal of Kerala, provides 911 e-services. Seva Setu, the unified service delivery portal of Assam, is currently providing over 500 services. And Odisha One, the unified service delivery portal of Government of Odisha, is providing 404 services. Several best practices have been reported by states and union territories in creating the unified service delivery portal. It can be rightly termed that the digital revolution that is being witnessed in e-governance systems can be called the next generation administrative reform which will benefit India's population significantly.
At this e-governance conference in Guwahati, Union Minister of State with Independent Search for Science and Technology, PMO, Personnel and Public Grievances, Dr. Jitendra Singh said that government should not be seen as obstacle but as a facilitator. Can you explain how government is acting as facilitator for the people?
In the regional e-governance conference at Guwahati, the Honorable Minister of State for Personnel, Public Grievances and Pensions and the Prime Minister's Office, Dr. Jitendra Singh Ji, in his address said that path-breaking decisions were taken by the central government for the development of the northeastern state, which are visible in the quality of life of the people of the region. Northeast today is being cited as an example of Prime Minister Modi's development model. The Regional Conference on E-Governance seeks to disseminate and replicate the best governance practices, particularly on e-governance. We've had 5 technical sessions and 2 keynote addresses in which over 25 speakers have participated. The technical sessions included the unified service delivery portals, e-governance, the awarded initiatives, the best practices of the government of Assam, implementation of e-office in Northeast, and district-level initiatives in e-governance. The keynote addresses also covered the activities of the Indian Institute of Public Administration in Northeastern states and the National E-Services Delivery Assessment. The regional conference at Guwahati seeks to promote timely scaling up of e-services in northeastern state, deepen adoption of e-office, promotion of faceless and Suomoto entitlement-based services, and the conference will also identify the bottleneck and disseminate best practices.
You have already mentioned the word Karami Yogi. Under this mission, government employees are being trained with the objective of becoming more citizen-centric. Would you elaborate it?
Yes. The Mission Karma Yogi is a pan-India capacity building program which is being undertaken particularly for reskilling and upskilling the capacities of civil servants. 60 hours of capacity building programs are to be undergone by government employees per annum to ensure that their capacities are particularly expanded and upgraded in terms of using e-governance platforms. And I have witnessed, as I said, particularly one of the most popular courses is the one on e-governance. Further, as it can be seen, the upgradation of digital portals, the upgradation of digital platforms, and the use of e-office has necessitated government servants undergoing technology upgradation skills on a regular basis. We have witnessed, particularly in the case of the centralized public grievance and management systems portal, significant technology upgradation that has been seen. And this is possible because of the use of using the intelligent grievance monitoring dashboard, the One Nation, One Portal, which has envisaged integration of the CPGRAMs with state grievance portals, as also the reverse integration, and further the monitoring of citizen satisfaction through the feedback call center. So employees have to constantly keep themselves abreast with technology development, and this is being possible under Mission Karma Yogi. It has also been seen that the constant technology upgradation in terms of the e-office platforms bring more and more services onto the e-office. Today, not only files and receipts are being processed on the e-office, but also the EHRMS portal gives you access to a number of employee services. So familiarity with technology platforms as also with constant upgradation of digital platforms is being provided using the Mission Karma Yogi program.
How the e-governance is providing equal opportunity to all. How it is helping in crossing the barriers, a big industrialist or a street vendor.
E-governance has helped build the gap between the internet rich and internet poor. By promotion of faceless and suo motu entitlement based delivery of services, it has bridged the gap. For example, today the Jan Dhan Aadhaar mobile services, along with the unified payment interface, has benefited millions of Indians with financial inclusion, as also empowered them with tremendous amount of transparency and openness. And in the same way, we have witnessed a number of e-services like the Passport Seva Kendras, One Nation, One Ration Card model, each of which has had tremendous impact in terms of citizen delivery services. In the state of Assam itself, we have witnessed Seva Setu, which is an extremely successful digital platform which has helped in providing over 500 e-services online. Similarly, the other states have also implemented a number of portals like the e-services of Manipur, the One UP e-district portal, Odisha One, and the Nivesh Mitra portal of Uttar Pradesh, all of which were presented as part of the e-governance conference in Guwahati. Further, it has been seen that the common man can be empowered using e-governance platforms and e-governance services, particularly in management of land records through the Digital Land Record Modernization Program, the Vasundhara 1 and the Vasundhara 2 programs that have been taken up as part of the Digital Assam project, and the Project Sadbhavana, which has helped in improving the secretariat functioning in the state secretariat. This is similar to what the Government of India has undertaken under the Initiative for Increasing Efficiency in Decision Making, as also the special campaign with the objective of institutionalizing Swachhata and reducing pendency in government.
This northeastern part of India is naturally beautiful and strategically important region. Due to natural factors, there are still many hurdles and Government of India is trying to mitigate these. How e-governance can help in overcoming these natural hurdles for the development of this region?
The northeastern states have presented a number of successful e-governance practices which were presented as part of the regional conference. We've had success stories in terms of the Seva Setu portal that was presented as one of the best practices of the government of Assam. We've had the Jan Sahayata Koshang, which is being presented as a grievance redressal platform presented by the state of Jharkhand. We've had the e-office in Sikkim, the implementation of e-office in Arunachal Pradesh, the implementation of e-office in Manipur, and also the implementation of e-office in Assam, each of which were presented as best practices. Several good governance initiatives that have been undertaken in the districts of Nalbari, Baksa, Golpara, and also in the states of Nagaland and Manipur have been presented as part of the regional conference in Guwahati. It is expected that the regional conference on e-governance in Guwahati will have significant spillover effects in terms of increasing the number of e-services that are being provided across all the northeastern states. It will also enable in greater adoption of e-office and enhance the e-literacy for creating a future-ready workforce in government.
Thank you so much for being with Akashbani.
Thank you.
চলন্তিকা